Thank you so much, Madhurita. This is not the first time we're interacting, but it's always fun chatting with you.
Absolutely. So we're here to talk about how you redefine mainstream hero in Hindi cinema. So you started your career in 2012 with Vicky Donor. And ever since, your choice of roles have been brave, they've been risky, they've been quirky, all of that. But what I want to understand is that, did you always plan this? Did you always think this is the road you're going to chalk for yourself? Or was it like you saw a space in Hindi cinema and said, यहाँ पे कोई नहीं है, and I can seize this and make this my own?
I think in every time and era, there's a certain space for every kind of character, every kind of actor. But in the tens, there was a definite void of an actor who was also a character at the same time. And it was something new in the tens, especially in 2012 when Vicky Donor happened. That protagonist was there in an unconventional film which did commercially well.
Right.
It was never the norm in the past, so I think that was the only difference. But yeah, I'll be very honest. In 2008, when I came to Bombay for the first time, Ranbir Kapoor made his debut, and there was this void of actors in their 20s. Like most of the actors were in their 30s or 40s. There was no young actor in the 2000s. And Ranbir made the entry. I was like, "Ab to ye aa gaya, main kya karunga?" Then Ranveer Singh happened in 2010 or 11. I was like, "Ab ye bhi aa gaya, main kya karunga?" So I had no option but to tread the unconventional path. And fortunately, it worked for me because Shujit Sarkar saw something in me. I was an anchor on television. So he was like, "Yehi hai." So I was like, okay. So I didn't even audition for that film. So yeah, I was quite fortunate like that.
But I remember you telling me that you rejected like 6 films before Vicky Donor, right? Because somewhere you feared that as a newcomer, if you went wrong, you wouldn't get a second chance. I mean, that's a lot for a newcomer too, right? To have that kind of confidence.
I was very secure in my own skin. I was a television presenter that time, and that was a time when I was interviewing actors, and I was learning from them their mistakes or their successes or whatever they used to do. So I had this notion in my head that अगर मेरी पहली picture नहीं चली तो मुझे दूसरा मौका नहीं मिलेगा. And I had gotten like 6 chances before. I was like, but it didn't resonate with me, the script. But Vicky Donor was such a breath of fresh air. And Shujit Sarkar was such a not commercial director, but a very credible director. And I always thought that this film will earn a lot of credibility. But commercial success was beyond expectation, so it was just a windfall.
But as your film started working, Dam Laga Ke Hai Shah, Vicky Donor, Shubh Mangal, the audience was applauding you, the media loved you, and they called you trailblazer, trendsetter, all of that. Were the chances that you were taking become less risky? Because I remember once you said that as you get more success, you're also more fearful of what could go wrong.
I have built the entire career of mine on risks. I just cannot not take risks. I can't really see myself in a typical commercial pot boiler. I don't know. I've always been an unconventional actor. So I had to take risks. The only trip in life is just to do something which is out of the box and novel, and probably the first attempt in Hindi cinema. Throughout the filmography, it's been the norm कि ये पहली ऐसी film होनी चाहिए. So it's that trip in my head, I guess. I don't know. I don't think about the outcome of the film, but I only think about it should be engaging, entertaining. But number one priority is it should be the first step towards that direction.
If you look back, you have so many memorable characters. Any one that you would like to revisit or relook at or rewrite if you had to? Or do it differently?
I don't think I can do anything differently. I have like no regrets or nothing. I just move on very quickly. I'm very detached as an actor, which is very important to be detached, because if you're doing 3 films a year and you're attached to your character, you just can't. It's too much of a baggage. I was shooting Andhadhun and Badhai Ho simultaneously. 2 different films, 2 different genres. A guy next door in Delhi and probably a WOP musician in Pune. So I think there were 2 different characters, and it was not easy if you are taking that character home. So it's very important to be detached.
But is any one role that stands out where you've been really consumed by it?
I think Ayan Ranjan in Article 15. That's the only film which has a certain dark tonality out of all my films. I think that was something new to me. I was introduced fresh to Castism, and that was something which was really affected me at a personal level. And I think that was that throughout the shoot of Article 15, I was not in my like regular chirpy self,
Right.
because it was it was too much, and I think I'm glad I was introduced to that world and to that realm, and I'm glad it was also a first induction for the audiences, Hindi cinema goers, in a commercial space on casteism.
Right.
And moving forward, of course, there'll be, you know, there'll be more representation, not in terms of just the films, but also the actors and the directors and technicians.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.